Hi and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Afterlife of the Party, a Netflix new original movie. A social butterfly who dies during her birthday week is given a second chance to right her wrongs on Earth. First off, I should say that you've seen this film before. There's nothing new. You're going to guess where it's going to go and you're going to be like, well, why should I watch it then? That's because it's actually a grower in terms that you're probably going to enjoy it by the end. At the beginning, this character Cassie, who is a planner, a party event person, her whole world is basically parties. Her best friend is the opposite, like the juxtaposition of her, who is the archaeologist, is working at the Smithsonian or the Natural History Museum. I think it's the Natural History Museum. And so they are polar opposites, but they're best friends. They've grown up together and it's her birthday week and something goes wrong and she finds herself dead. This is all in the trailer, all in the beginning of the movie, the plot, the synopsis, not giving anything away. Lo and behold, she gets given a chance to right her wrongs. Basically, there's a few things she needs to fix before she can move up. There's A for above and B for below. And nobody wants to go to B for below. They're trying to be very careful about what they're saying, but just letting you know that there's a good and there's a bad place. And so we have that kind of, okay, we want her to get to the above place. In amongst that mix is her trying to navigate a ghost-like movie structure. So if you remember Ghost...
You gotta move something, you gotta move it with your mind!
Maybe Tooth Fairy would be a better comparison, but Ghost and Tooth Fairy, you put those two films together, and that's kind of what you got going at the beginning of this film.
Hello! Hi!
What the?
Mom, I'm home!
There's little bits of it, like how she's going to interact with the world around. She's also got to learn a few things along the way. That's basically the arc in the movie structure. And I didn't think I was going to like it. When I saw the poster, I kind of sighed. When I watched the trailer, I thought, yeah, probably this is going to be really cringy and really cheesy. And it is, for the most part. But surprisingly, you get to like the character. And I think that's the whole purpose of this film. Basically, at the beginning, you really dislike her. She's very selfish. She hasn't learned a lot about life. There's lots of things about her character that need to change to make her become just a decent human being. And by the end, you have that fruition. You can guess where it's going to go and how it's going to happen. There's a nice little romantic storyline that's not to do with her best friend. There's this kind of side character storylines that Cassie has to basically include herself in. Her father, her mother, her best friend, and kind of small people around the sides. This is basically a dotting of your life story of people that you've affected by your passing or in during your life, and what you got to do to be able to make things right. It's a wide subject, but they've put it in a small hour-and-a-half film. And by the time you get to the end, you'll be like, I didn't hate that, which probably will surprise probably even a lot of guys that watch this with their partners. It is kind of that perfect rom-com. It is a rom-com, but it's also a coming of age. It's a fish out of water. It's all of those themes in one, but it's definitely about learning what your life was about and what you have to change, getting a second chance. It's that kind of storyline. That's why I said Ghost and Tooth Fairy, you put those two together and it's kind of along the same lines. There is an artist in here, an artist as in a musician. He's got 5 original songs in this film. They are quite catchy, quite fun, so look out for those. This film was also filmed in South Africa during the pandemic in 2020, and they had some interesting times filming it there. Obviously, you can imagine it was quite tricky. It's filmed in South Africa because of the light and trying to get San Diego just right. Obviously, tax breaks and all that. So coming from South Africa originally, I thought it was great to see how they used the South African light and the structures. I thought that was a lot of fun just seeing that. They hit it really well, because I wouldn't even have noticed unless I'd read the breakdown, like the press PR notes and them telling me. So having that all in the background, I think you're going to enjoy this. The acting for the most part is decent. There wasn't anybody that I thought was weak. It comes across like it's trying to be a comedy at times, but I didn't ever laugh. I was more amused at what was going on screen. I don't think that's the writing making it weak or like the dialogue weak. It's just that the delivery sometimes of the funny moments I don't think quite hits. But I really like the characters. I actually, again, like the side characters more than the protagonist, which seems to happen a lot with me these days. I like the side characters. You kind of For me, I cared more about the best friend and her kind of romance story, and her father and her mother. I cared about them. I wanted Cassie to better herself, which I think was great, because it kind of the film doing its part, but then I was caring more about what happened to the people left behind. Which was an interesting thought to think about. Like if you have your own loved ones and that kind of happens, so I've got that going on in my head while I'm watching this film. Cinematography was great. The score, obviously with the original song, was fun. The acting, like I said, was okay. It's a B minus movie. It's okay. It's above the average one like this. It could have been worse. At the end of the day, I enjoyed it somewhat. Let me know in the comments below. Are you going to try this out? Or do you hate these type of films? It's not original. You're going to guess what's going to happen. But I think it was fun at the end of the day. Thanks so much for watching. But most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.